Hi, this is Vishal now back again on the Dagger tutorials, and this is the Dagger 2 part 2 tutorial in which I'll describe to you what is the Dagger and how we can implement it. So that is a scene we have to create today. As per my previous video tutorial of the Dagger, I explained to you what is the Dagger and how we can implement it in our programs. That's the basic things of the Dagger. But today I will explain you more about that. And in my previous tutorials I explained the things with the old version of the Dagger, but today I will explain to you with the newer version, that's your 2.16, how you can implement the things on this new Dagger version. And the basic properties be related to the module, provide, inject, component. We have to discuss about these things today, and once you clear your basic fundas, then we go for more annotations processors that provide by Dagger to us, and how we can implement these things in MVVM that you will see on my future videos. But today just focus on the module, provide, inject and component. And also those are new and watching my video of the Dagger part 2. So first I say to you that you go for my previous tutorial of the Dagger and learn the basic of that, what is the Dagger, where we implemented these stuffs, and then come on this video. And I will provide the link on description of my previous video in it. And I also really appreciate your comments, and I have seen that many watch the tutorials and implement my videos on the projects. So that's very good things, and I really appreciate these things that my tutorials will be useful for you. And in my coming sessions I will explain more things related to the MVVM, and also what be the new, as I told you many times in my previous tutorials, that we going on this tour. Okay, so let's start it. As I told you and I described you in my previous tutorial that what is the Dagger and why we implement it. So Dagger 2 is a compile time Android dependency injection framework. Why we implement these things, you can go for previous video. I just explained to you what is the annotations we used in the Dagger. So as I described you on that time, if you have a methods, if you have a method, remote method, and if you want some data accessing from that method, so how we can apply that, I mean this Dagger to on that method. So we have a module for that, and whenever we have a method, you just create module for that method related to a particular repository, and then you get the things using the provide, and wherever you want to inject the data you can go for that. And what is the component? We can say it is a bridge between your module and injection. So I explained to you deeply how we can do it in Android Studio. So that's the tutorial. So this is our repository. If you see that on the blue screen be here, blue area be here, that is called a repository get data. Maybe this method be your local method or your remote method. And for this you have to create the module. That means you always interact with the repository by the module. So for the Dagger you have to create the module. This is the basic thing. And then once these to be ready, you have to access this module on your main activity, but never be directly. So how you call this get data method on module to main activity? We need a component. So the component is the bridge between your module or your main activity, or we can say it wherever we want this. Maybe the other activities or your view model, whenever you want that component, you can get access it by the bridge. So you never get interact with that get data directly. Okay, so that's the stuff. And now I will describe you more these things be practically in Android Studio. So let's start it on Android Studio. Okay, so let's start it. This is our Android Studio, and in which we have used a Dagger implementation. You can see that we have implementation of the COM, Google Dagger 2.16, we have to compile that, or implementations we needed, and annotation processors we have a Google Dagger compiler 2.16. So these three be important for the Dagger. And once you build it, then we go for our main activity, so in which we have to call the method. So for that, first we have to create the repository of the method. That repository may be come from your that means any methods be there, you call it by the retrofit or whatever. So I'm just choosing a simple we can say ticket repository. So this is our ticket repository in which we have some methods we have to call that, maybe so something like that. I'm just choosing a simple method in it, that is we can say first you have to create the constructor for this, uh, generate constructor. That's good. And now we have a method, call it the public, and this method be your public string get all or get tickets, we can say that. And we have to return something, maybe this return comes from your database or wherever. So say this is ticket bar. Okay, so that's with the simple. So this is a simple scene, and maybe you can call the retrofit callings be here, so you can apply that. I will describe you more about on how we call the methods retrofit on this Dagger, and use the other annotations processors, but in coming MVVM session. So here you just say we have a simple methods, maybe local, maybe your database accessing, or maybe external. So that's be your simple ticket repository. But what you have to do, you have to make that inject in it. So you can say that you have to inject this at sorry, inject. Okay, so we have to inject, and now we have to go for our second thing. As I describe you, we have to create the module we never get accessing the thing. So say ticket module. So benefit is that once you create these modules or anything, you get access anywhere. Okay, so this is our module class. So say add module of the Dagger. Okay, so that's very simple. And here we can say the public class module we have. Now what to do, we create a ticket repository. That means we have to call this, and that ticket repository we can say get ticket repo, in which we have to call our method. So that is called new ticket repository. Okay, so that's it. That means what we have to provide, you just provide the things be here. So this is your means which repository you have to call, you just make all the modules be here. We have multiple repositories, multiple modules, and get accessing on a one common task, that is the bridge. Okay, so now we have to call this, and the third thing is for the Dagger you have to make a component. So for this you have to build a interface of ticket. It's always be a interface. I explained in my first tutorial to you how we can get a simple string be there. So this is our ticket component. Okay, so this is the method, sorry, interface. So this is our interface, and these interface be a component type. So what we say, it is a component. Yes, and in inside this component you have a single modules or a number of modules, uh, whatever you used. So that is the modules we have. So you can say in a curly bracket and give the module be your ticket module dot class, and you can say the multiple modules comma 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 and then say in this module, I mean ticket module, we have other tokens modules, we have multiple classes modules, I mean multiple repository modules you can fetch here. Very simple. That means if you have a multiple repository, just as I'm doing work on that, where we have multiple calls of the multiple repository, and on that cases you just build a single component in which you can get all the simple modules and put it and get access anywhere you want it. So that's very easy. Okay, so wherever you want to inject this, you can say that public void inject. I have to inject it on our main activity. So in which activity you want, you just put it. This is our main activity, so I want to inject it here. Okay, so that's it. And what is our repository? We have a ticket repository, and that we get tickets. So these things I have to call it. So that's the interface we have create. Very simple. And now the last is your main activity. We have to inject the things here. So for this, first we have to rebuild it, because of once we rebuild it, that means it create the Dagger name here. So that means whatever be your component, it add the Dagger on that component and then create the things for you. So just wait for build Gradle and then go for the task. Okay, so this build be completed. Now we have to inject the things. So that's for we have to put inject, and in this inject what we have to inject our ticket repository, and that ticket repository is we can say ticket repository b is equals to your Dagger ticket component. So this is our component, then we have to create and we have to get tickets. So this is the way we can access the things. Okay, and let's make we can say show toast string masses, make it white, and so here we have a toast, create a new toast, and we can say the length long, and this is masses. Okay, so here you can see that show toast, and the message is ticket repository, then you can call the our get tickets, whatever be our method get tickets. Okay, so by this way we can get access the things using the Dagger. So let's see in our Genymotion. So whatever we are multiple methods, or you just make the things, and MVVM we can call it inside the view model, these kind of things, and then represent it. I will explain you in my MVVM also. So first you have to learn these things till it running. We can see that build is running. Let me the answer. Okay, so you can see that this is the ticket, and if you want to see that in your text view, so you can access that. Okay, so that's be easy, and how we can implement small daggers, and we can go for the MVVM, and we have lot of annotations in the futures. So I will explain you one by one. First, you have to clear your basics. Thank you so much.